Hey everyone, it's Dave here, and I've got a video today, 8 tips for not only surviving the January lockdown that is, we all know, is about to commence tomorrow, but finding meaning in that hard month to come and a sense of direction and purpose. So 8 tips coming right up. I'm going to make it as quick as I can because I've forgotten my selfie stick. Sorry, I've lost my selfie stick yet again. It keeps disappearing into thin air. So I've already got a sore arm doing this. Okay, so tip number 1, I've got my notepad here, is create. Create, doesn't matter what you create, just create something. The moment you start creating, you are making something unique that's never been made before. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a real deep sense of meaning and fulfillment and satisfaction. So for example, every time I record one of these videos, I feel like I'm offering something of value to other people, and also just to elucidate my thoughts on camera. Also gives greater clarity greater clarity to my thinking and to how I'm perceiving the world. So whatever you want to create, just do it. It can be doing a video, it can be writing. I'm also writing a book at the moment. It can be painting, it can be knitting, it can be anything, cooking. Just do something. Create order out of chaos, or create chaos out of order. Maybe that's your bag. Just create. And of course it gives you something to do with your time as well. So create. Now a lot of the problems I think in society at the moment, played out on Facebook particularly, there is a propensity for the vast majority, 99+% of people on social media don't create, they just share. They tend to share opinion that they already agree with. It's pretty useless, that, to a large degree. Because when you're sharing content, I'll do it every now and again, but most of the time I like to create something unique to add to the overall debate and to inject something of value into the world. So that's my first tip, create. Okay, number 2 is get angry. Yes, I did say that, get angry. I'll explain a bit more now. We're conditioned that anger is bad, and anger usually is bad. It's the most destructive of all emotions. It can destroy people, anger. However, on occasions, anger must be felt, because there are occasions, you're right. There are occasions in life where I think if you don't get angry, actually there's something wrong with you. And what surprises me at the moment is the lack of anger, maybe starting to build. But get angry, choose your moments, and choose your times to be angry. I try and save my anger for the government and for the media. But whoever you want to get angry with, do it at the right time. Reason out why it is that you're angry, and get angry. Because it's only through enough people getting angry that we're going to be able to create the momentum in order to be able to bring about a positive effect to this mess. Right, my arm's already killing here. Okay, be there for people. Now, I don't know about you, I think a lot of people who watch my channel have already, I'm just going to swap hands. Sorry about, you've got a close-up of my ugly mug here, so apologise for that. Had the light bulb moment, or whatever the opposite of the light bulb moment is, because I associate a light bulb moment with something positive happening. Anyway, a moment where the sledgehammer smashes you in the face, and you realise that the world that you thought you knew doesn't exist, and that the world that you once lived in is no more. For me, it was more like a slow unfolding process until one day I was really struggling to cope, and I was in a state of abject shock, and I mean abject shock and deep prolonged depression over the summer, clung on by my fingernails. Because once you realise what's happened to our world, and you realise that you could have done more to stop it, and you realise that there's so much uncertainty to come, potential danger, then it's very, very debilitating. And if you've not gone through that process yet yourself, or if you're going through it, it's difficult, and it is a process that must be gone through. If you already are fully aware, as I know many of you are, exactly what's going on here and the peril and the dangerous territory that we're in, then there'll be many people around you, friends and family, even who are starting to wake up or are completely sleeping. I know people right across the board, some who are completely awake to what's going on and some who are completely asleep. Cheers. But eventually everyone will come to realise that their world is not what they thought it was, and they'll have the sudden realisation that they too are in deep peril. So we need to be there for those people as and when that happens. Keep planting the seeds though with people. That's all we can do. I find it very, very difficult. I have found it very difficult, but my efforts are starting to pay off, and clearly across society now people are waking up. They are. There's lower levels of compliance. People are tired and frustrated and starting actually to see the bigger picture and start to feel real fear. But for those who still got the head down, completely oblivious and consuming their media via the BBC and Sky and not looking beyond those very narrow parameters and those very narrow media organisations that are merely propagators of lies, propaganda and poison, which is so obvious for those of us who are awake to what's going on. Well, keep planting the seeds where you can. I know it's frustrating because people simply do not want to engage. Some are so brainwashed that they have lost, not seem to have lost, they have lost all critical thinking ability that they ever had. They've lost all perspective, and their lives are so dominated by abject fear that they can't conceive of anything outside of the world of COVID. All you can do is keep planting the seeds, keep telling your personal truth, keep providing statistics, keep trying to tell the story that there is an alternative story, keep trying to explain that you're doing it for them. Not only are we fighting for our own personal freedoms, we're fighting for everybody's freedom. That's why I do this. I'm not monetizing this channel at all. I just feel I'm passionate about what is happening to our world. And yes, whilst the majority are still sleeping, we have to fight for their freedom. So do it. Keep planting the seeds, keep talking to them, and try not to get angry with them. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. This too shall pass. And what I mean by this is, you will have days, if you're anything like me, where the world seems utterly hopeless. Like I say, once you're in full recognition of the situation that we are now fully immersed in, you will have days like me, I'm sure, where you just feel a debilitating loss of hope, a pessimism that is all consuming, and you look around and think, how are we ever going to get out of this? And it is very, very difficult to deal with things on those days, to deal with those emotions. What I've learned from this year is that after my initial period of shock and depression subsided, yeah, I regularly have those days that I've just described. You just kind of have to acknowledge how you're feeling, really. Do what you can. Do what you can. And just let the emotion pass. Just let it wash over you. Whether it takes a day or 2 days, it will wash over you, and then you'll have a day where you feel like creating, you feel like chatting, you feel like debating, you feel like getting out into nature, you feel like doing something, you feel more hopeful, more optimistic, and you got a bit more mental strength. You will have days like that. We all will, because our external world now is so difficult that they will affect us, they will affect our internal world. So when those days occur, just go with it. That would be my advice anyway. It works for me. Get out in nature, just like I'm doing right now. I think this is the best tip, actually. Nature, you have a sense of aloneness in nature, and I don't mean loneliness, I mean aloneness, where you are immersed in a world, in a natural world that you feel insignificant in, but in a good way, if that makes sense. You realise that you're part of something much bigger than you. No matter how much you're worrying about your own individual circumstances, you realise that you're merely a speck of dust in the grand scheme of things, and it kind of puts things into perspective a little bit. Not only that, nature has a calming effect. It stimulates creativity, and it gives you a real sense of well-being. And anybody who does enjoy walks in the country, enjoys interacting with nature in any way, will understand this point. So get out and enjoy nature wherever you are. I'm lucky enough to live in this gorgeous countryside on my doorstep, but there's always a little hidden oasis somewhere, a little park for you to go to, or even if you can just go out for a walk, get that blood pumping, breathe in that fresh air that these moronic scientists, these fascist scientists, are telling us is bad for us. Get out there, breathe it in. Be brave. The last 2 points here I've got are the most important, I believe. Be brave. You know what's right, just do it. The future of our world rests on you showing courage. I've said before, my grandparents' generation, they were required to leave their homes and go and fight in Europe, knowing they may never come back. We're asked to show a millionth of a degree of bravery that they were asked to. If it means standing up for what you believe in, going against the grain. All your family may be asleep at the moment, maybe walking masked up zombies. All your friends maybe, and it's lonely. It was for me. It's not now, because most of the people I know have woken up to a certain degree, or completely, which is great for me now. I have people to talk to and converse with. But even if there's only you, speak up for what you believe in, be brave. And if you encounter any resistance, any bullying from people who are telling you that you're being selfish because you're not complying with tyrannical rules, people harassing you for not wearing a mask, either ignore them or take them on. Take them on, even better. Actually, no, don't ignore them, take them on. Tell them why they're wrong. Tell them what you know. Educate them. Give them some balance, give them the other side. Tell them how dare they harass you, and it's nothing to do with them. Be brave. And the last point of all, and the most important, is speak your truth. There's too many people who aren't, because they're scared, because their lives currently are driven by fear. Their decision making is driven by fear. I think anybody who's an advocate of lockdown, their lives are being driven by fear. The people who are still self-isolating after months and months on end, their lives are driven by fear. The people who still haven't seen their family members since March, their lives are driven by fear. We only get a tiny amount of time in this strange existence on this beautiful planet in the middle of an infinite universe. You can't be scared forever, or if you are scared, get over it. Seriously. I'm not saying at all not to pay attention to any rules that you think are right, but to have your whole lives dictated to by the government, where you can go, who you can see, who you can let into your own house. Be guided by hope and optimism and hopes for a brighter future. Speak your truth. If you've got something to say, you have to say it. It doesn't matter what the risks are. Our world requires you to speak your truth. The next generation requires you to speak your truth. Do not participate in the biggest lie that's ever been told. Do not comply when you know it's wrong. Show courage, be brave, and speak truth. They're my tips for the next month. Not just the next month, but going forward. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. I hope it gave you some positivity. I hope it gave you some ideas for maybe how to cope with the next few weeks and what they're going to bring. Please let me know what you think. If you've got any of your own tips that you'd like to share, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Please share this video as well if you think it'll help anybody. And thanks again as ever for watching. And I'll be back probably tomorrow. See you later. Bye bye.